Yes.
Ah, that's funny. Video froze up. It put its own pause in there.
Yeah.
So, the diesel scam of the lifetime. Now, since I'm driving, I gotta pay attention, so some fucktard don't run into me, or a suicidal deer runs in front of me, since I am carrying valuable cargo, very, very valuable cargo. Don't want the vets to get fucked up. Oh, I know you thought that was you. You are valuable cargo. Anyway, diesel scam. So, let's talk about how the oil and gas industry is fucking the American people. Because, Stacy, how much diesel was exported?
So, in the first half of 2022, the United States has exported the largest amount of petroleum in the first half of a year since 1973 at 6 million barrels a day.
So, let's put that in perspective. So, since we're not spending enough money, or everybody was bitching about prices, this is my take on this, whether it's factual or not. Hey, fuck it, let's send it overseas. We already put our nose in other people's fucking business that we shouldn't, so now let's send our resources overseas.
And I think what started this whole deal was somebody told you, or there was an article somewhere that the United States is going to be out of diesel in 25 days.
Oh yeah, 25 days, we're going to be out of diesel, which is definitely a ploy to create panic, just like COVID and every fucking thing else. Because guess what? They did that shit just before the elections. Now think about this. Even though I'm not into politics, I am into a whole bunch of motherfucking common sense. Common sense dictates if the Democratic push is to go green, scare the fuck out of everybody about you're not going to be able to get your fucking truck down the road. Or even better than that, you're going to go hungry because now nobody can deliver any food to you. Fucking creates drama. Everything in this fucking world with people is about creating shit, creating bullshit, creating problems, creating drama. Where, on the political end of shit, you guys realize, because I don't know, I know there's Democratic people, and I'm not talking about the parties, I'm talking about dumb fucking people. But you know when people are dumb, they're just dumb, and there's nothing you can do to fix stupid. In the infamous words, the greatest words ever spoke by a human being was Ron White when he said, you can't fix fucking stupid. And you can't fix stupid. But I just called my brother, this is how much I stand for politics. My brother's into politics, so if I need political stats, I just call him. So, Florida, for the first time ever, turned red. Now, that's saying something, because if you guys don't know this, Florida is what they consider, and this has got nothing to do with people in Florida, a deadbeat state. Because if you go to Florida and you sue somebody in Florida, you can't take anything from them pretty much. That's why Madoff and all the millionaires, billionaires that fucked people over all ran to Florida. They ran there to hide. So think about that. Even the state of Florida, who lets deadbeats hide in it, decide, hey, fuck, you know what? This must be fucking bad. We better fucking go red. And they did. New York turned seats over red. Now, come on. That tells you something right there. But slowly, it wasn't the red, my brother called it the red wave that they were predicting, but it is going back to the Republican. Now, I took a test that asked me these certain questions to see if I was, I can't remember the categories.
If you were liberal or conservative.
Yeah, liberal or conservative.
Yeah, you took a quiz.
And I took this quiz, and it actually said I'm right in the fucking middle. So, and the reason being that I lean towards the liberal part, but they didn't give a definition of it. They said, do you believe in free health care? I do believe in free health care for people that actually need it. I believe in welfare for people who actually need it to get a hand up, not a hand out. I don't believe anybody that's having 7 fucking kids by 3 different daddies should turn around and be drawing a fucking check on every one of those kids, because that's called working the system. I know. got a daughter that works the fucking system, and it pisses me the fuck off.
That shouldn't be your full-time job.
No, your job shouldn't be trying to figure out how to get more money from the government. That's bullshit. If you're an able-bodied person to work, you should be working. So, to clarify that part of it, then I guess put me right in the middle. Social Security. If you pay into something all of your life and you're no longer able to work, Social Security was put in place to take care of our elderly and the people that had worked. Now it's going to be defunct before I ever get it, so I'm never going to have Social Security. So I'm going to make my own Social Security. Make my own fucking money. And spend all of it.
Yeah, so they're still, once again, defunct.
Yeah. That way my Social Security plan will be defunct also. So, if you look at all this shit with common sense, some of you come on here and you go, oh yeah, oh, where was the other statistics on the diesel?
That our exports are up 19% year to date over 2021, with the highest amount actually going to Latin America, which is 1 million barrels a day going to Latin America. Now, our change to Europe hasn't increased yet because their supply is still coming from Russia, but in February 2023, Europe will no longer be receiving an import of petroleum from Russia, so I would imagine you'll see at the first of the year the U.S. sending more petroleum products to Europe.
Now think about that, guys.
And the other thing that went up too was propane.
Okay, so
is
Oklahoma,
highly exported.
natural gas is the biggest source of energy in Oklahoma. So this is my whole thing about us not taking care of each other and not taking care of our business where it should be. What we should do is quit exporting shit anywhere. Quit importing anywhere. Go back to being a self-sufficient nation, creating our own products. This is the part that boggles my brain. That T-Boone Pickens, is that the oil guy from OSU?
Yeah.
He was on a show and I just caught a glimpse of it, and this was a few years ago. He said the thing is the United States imported $88 billion worth of oil from outside sources, but they exported $89 billion worth of oil. Now, how does that make any fucking sense? That makes absolutely no sense to me. American steel versus Chinese steel. This is a fact. This is a fact. There are ships where they load up. WW Steel in Oklahoma City, one of the biggest steel suppliers, probably in the United States. They load a ship up with raw steel and they fabricate. They got a complete fabrication crew on the ship. And they fabricate on a fucking slow ride to China. When they get there, they offload a completed whatever. You know, it's big shit, like, you know, mega skyscrapers and shit for China. And then guess what they come back with? Chinese steel. That's not a guess. That's not a dream. That's an actual fact. A friend of mine was doing the bid work for them. He used to work at H&H. Or right there up over by us in Wellston. Victor. Victor had told me all this. I hope he still don't work there and he gets in trouble for telling me that. But anyway, now think about that. So they got guys on a ship fabricating using American steel, and they're bringing back Chinese steel. That is not the same grade, guys. I don't give a fuck what you try to pull on this shit. It is not the same grade. I know, I'm in the steel erection business, and we can tell when when we've got a 8-inch I-beam that's came from Mexico or China, it welds totally different. Totally fucking different. So where I'm going with all of this is if we got the right people in government to take care of our people right here at home, let's get our nose out of everybody else's fucking business and let's stay in our business. Let's quit exporting shit and keep our shit. Because what that told me, and this was from who?
Oil and Gas Journal.
Oil and Gas Journal.
An article published in September.
In September, before the big diesel crunch.
Before the big
25-day,
yeah.
We're going to run out of diesel thing. And they came up with this, oh, during COVID, nobody was this and nobody was that. But here's the thing, they were still exporting shit. And guess where most of it was being exported to? China. So, I still think China had something to do with this whole COVID bullshit. As probably 75% of the people in the world do. So, how great was that? Create a pandemic and then turn around and buy the resources from America.
And America sells it to them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So we're going to put our people in a bind to sell overseas. The sanctions, maybe the sanctions need to start coming down right here within the United States. You know, at one time we were a superpower. We were what everybody looked to. I don't feel like we are a superpower anymore. I think we're a smaller player on that field than we've ever been in the history of the United States. Because we're letting everybody else take, and we're not doing anything about it. Now, my brother's a huge Trump supporter, but I guess Trump has run his mouth so much that even my brother, who's a diehard Trump supporter, now is not really wanting to support Trump all that much. So I don't keep up with that shit. I don't know. But I do know we need to clean up. We need to do something. We need to do something different. Whatever that may be.
We need somebody to run the country like a business.
We need to run the country like a business, and that's exactly what we need to do. Now, who that person is, I don't know. What party they're affiliated with, well, it's kind of common sense to tell you that one. Because I went through and finally read, one night Stacy and I were in bed, and I said, what exactly is, what's the belief of the Democrat versus Republican, conservative versus liberal? And some of that shit that she was reading to me, and then I said, I got to read this myself. And I'm looking at that going, how in the fuck would anybody think that any of this is even rational?
Yeah.
I mean, it was so irrational that I'm like, no wonder these motherfuckers, everybody gets on this wagon about it. Don't get me wrong, guys. All politicians are crooked. They're all fucking snakes. And probably need to just get rid of everybody and make a clean sweep and start over. But supposedly Republicans are going to take control. How do you say that? Take control of the House, but don't know if they're going to take control of the Senate. Won't know till after Georgia or some shit.
Yeah, after the runoff election.
So there's the political side of the rant and the bullshit that I think about the diesel, exporting what we have here to other countries, and then telling everybody in America, oh God, we're going to run out of diesel. We're going to run out of diesel. You guys are fucked.
You're going to pay $7 a gallon.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Gouging the American people.
Who's gouging you are the truck stops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Loves and Pilot, Flying J, that they're hiring. Every time they're hired, it killed me the other day because I had to stop at a Loves twice. Because they were the only ones that had diesel where I was at. Yeah. And I ran until the light was trying to blow out of the dash. Damn.
We've been on the road this whole year. We've been on the road while people have panicked and talked about gas prices, diesel prices, whatever. Never once did I see anything above about $5.50 a gallon for diesel anywhere that we were. That's including up when we were up northeast back in the spring. And then now, I mean,
they've already started the scare. Yeah. They've already got people. A long time ago, I made the comment that everything in this world is about conditioning.
Yeah.
So, like when gas prices go up, they go up. Everybody starts screaming, hollering, and throwing a shit fit, and then they come back down. Dude, this is stupid. See, I'm pulling this big ass trailer. He just passed me, so he's gonna come over in front of me, and then have to hit his brakes and expect me to stop this big subbitch. And what I'm gonna do is shove this ranch hand bumper up that Honda Accord's ass. See if they can feel that in China. So, anyway, I'm gonna end this video. Went off on it long enough, but if you guys want to talk about a topic or get my opinion on a topic, feel free to send a message to Stacy. Send a message.
Post in the group.
Or put a post in the group. The other cool part about the subscriber page, you guys can post your shit in there. You can post your stuff in there because you're part of the group.
Yep.
The group's already grown from that one video. Membership's starting to pick up, which is great. I'd love to be able to come on here and say what I want, when I want, how I want, and interact with you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to start going back to making the random phone calls and doing the live feeds.
Yeah.
When we do a live feed and interact with you guys like I used to do.
It's your group. Tell us what you want.
Yeah, in fact, this supporter page, this subscribe page is you guys' page. Whatever you want to talk about, I'll talk about. I don't care what the subject is. I'll give you my opinion on it. Whether you like my opinion, that might be a different story, but I will tell you what I think. Stacy will even pop it. She gets where she pipes up a little more each time. Ha ha! So, we're out.